So that's the first question. All right. So the next question comes from Ronnie C. Ronnie, his question is the following. Ronnie submitted this question, where he's asking, Doc, I've lost a few options because I didn't buy enough time, usually less than 30 days. However, I recall you telling us that when you do buy options, you buy with up to 2 years out. While these options cost more, chances of making money over time increases consistently. But do you often sell early? That's a great question. And here's the deal with options. When it comes to my stock options, when I am on the buy side, I like for time to be on my side. I don't like the short-term options because I feel like that's gambling. So ultimately, what I tend to do is when I buy my options, I give myself a couple of years so that, because I know over 2 years, a lot of things can happen in the stock market. And so therefore, I'm not really sort of sweating over what's going to happen this week. The general market trend over the last 12, 13 years has pretty much almost always been upward if you give yourself enough time. Now, the problem, obviously, is that you have this thing called time decay, which can undermine your option value over time. But in general, I've won pretty well on the buy side when I give myself plenty of time. Now, on the sell side, I like to sell shorter term options, and that's a whole other conversation. But if you want to know more about stock option investing, I actually have a whole class at stockoptionsmasterclass.com. Feel free to take a look. The URL is right there on the screen. Now, the next question that was submitted was also from Ronnie. He says, Doc, what's your strategy in picking good strike prices for paying significant money to buy the stock back if it exceeds the strike price when selling a call option? So when I sell a call option, I don't have to buy the stock back if the option goes in the money. I do covered calls. I don't do naked calls. Naked calls is when you sell the option where you don't own the stock. That gets you in trouble. That it feels like you're getting squeezed. It feels like almost like a short squeeze. I don't do that. I try to cover. I'm not into gambling with my family's wealth. But I know where the easy money is. And I think that with options and learning to sell them especially is a great way to get consistent income on a portfolio. So again, the stockoptionsmasterclass.com if you're interested in that kind of thing. Now you're asking, what do you do? Do you let the stock option expire and forfeit your shares? Or do you buy the option back at whatever price and sell another call option? That's a good point. Well, so at that point, Ronnie, my decision process is, do I really want to, hold on to the stock or not? And at that point, I'll evaluate what I think about the options premium and what the price differential is, meaning how deep in the money is the option. If the option is not too deep in the money, or I really want to own that stock, I will go back and buy the stock back. Also, you have to have the cash flow to do that. So if you have a stock that's gone way into the money, then you may end up, not having the cash necessary to do what you want to do. So you may have to wait for the shares to expire so you can get cash on hand and buy back what you can. You may only own 90% of what you had before, but you'll still have the same ownership in terms of dollar value. Actually, you'll have a higher ownership in terms of dollar value if the original option you sold was actually out of the money. So I hope that this helps. And there we go. All right. So